Apple TV Plus's hit show, The Buccaneers, is back for its hotly anticipated second series. To tell us all about it is one of the stars of the show, Hollywood actress Christina Hendricks. Lovely to see you.
Nice to see you.
It is just as Kat described it. It's dashing, it's bodice ripping, it's sumptuous,
sexy, and juicy.
I can't think what attracted you to this role, Christina.
Well, all of those adjectives. I mean, originally when I got the script, it's based on an Edith Wharton novel, and I thought it was going to be sort of a more traditional take on it. And when I signed up for it, I just thought, oh, what a fun character. She's quite silly, and I thought I could have a lot of fun with her. And then I was sort of packing my bags, and so that's when we have the dance number with the sort of hip-hop thing, and I was like, oh, I think I need to make a phone call, make sure I'm in the right show. And so we've done this really lovely, sexy, modern take on it, and all the actresses are fabulous.
And you've got, so essentially you've got these girls, your girls are coming from America, and they get picked up and transported in time to be debutantes in the London scene to
They've
try
come to snag a husband.
a Brit.
Yes.
An English lord.
Yes,
in
they
theory.
want titles.
They're after the title.
But your character, Patty, she's got a big secret that you start to see kind of like show itself at the beginning of season 2.
Yes, and we sort of leave season 1 with the big cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We pick up exactly where we left off.
Right.
So that cliffhanger is going to be exposed within moments. And of course, we bring in Leighton Meester, who we're going to reveal. Everyone already knows this. So we're going to reveal that she is Nan's biological mother, and she's fabulous. And we were excited to bring her in, and, you know, scandal, scandal, scandal.
I mean, what a cataclysmic climax of worlds. Like, literally, Joan meets Gossip Girl.
I thought it was quite clever.
It's really smart.
Yeah.
Now, what did you think when you heard that she was coming on to the show?
I thought, what a great idea from the producers. I was like, well done, you know, because I think the audience that watches our show is very familiar with Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
And sort of, you know, she's just an icon from that show. So to bring her into this group of young women, it's just like very, very sassy, I thought.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous recipe as well, though, isn't it? To sit down and enjoy, no matter what, you know, the drama and the intrigue and the relationships. But there's also that sense, I think, of the girls that come over from America and trying to fit in into a society that is very prim and very proper. And in America, they've been a little bit more laid back and they've been able to be themselves. And I think you've said in the past that you kind of identify a little bit with that because sort of going through your teenage years, you didn't necessarily fit into the world that was around you.
I didn't. And I have to say, you know, there's these moments of Patty in a carriage looking out the window and seeing England for the first time and this sense of wonderment in her. And I was like, that's exactly how I felt when I first came to London. It was just taking it all in and the beauty of it and the history of it. So it was very easy for me to remember that memory as I was playing Patty. So you might be watching it and thinking, oh, Christina's actually really enamored.
But even growing up, it's so funny because we've known each other for quite a while, and you always strike me as someone who's so confident and so comfortable in their own skin. It was always a joy whenever I'd see you somewhere, I'd be like, yes, this is going to be good. We're going to have some fun. But it wasn't always that way for you, actually.
No, and I'm faking it, Kat. but I was always happy to see you too. We always were drawn to each other. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, I still sort of get sort of a social anxiety when you go to these Hollywood events and you're supposed to be sort of on and you're supposed to be confident. And you know, I have to say at the end of the night, I'm a little
pooped.
Yeah, a little exhausted, but hopefully I'm learning my way over the years.
There was an extraordinary event, one of your first baptisms of fire, I would say, literally, was Madonna's 40th birthday, Christina.
Wow,
you got invited to. Tell us about that.
Well, I wasn't really invited. My boyfriend at the time had done a play with her in London, and they had become friends, and so we went back to California, and she invited him to her 40th birthday party, and I got to go, and it was like the biggest night of my life. It still probably is the biggest night of my life to be at Madonna's home. She probably has no idea I was there. But it was incredibly exciting. She got up and gave a toast, and I was just like, you know, my hero, watching my hero. It was very, very cool.
And there was a dance floor with fish in it?
Yes.
How do you know this level of... Were you there?
Well, because it's been talked about. That was the iconic... She had a dance floor that actually
that had goldfish swimming around inside the dance floor. It was...
Now that's extravagant.
That's showbiz.
I mean, I've never seen it before since.
Wow. We've got to talk about Joan a little bit too from Mad Men, because I think How old were you when you played her? Like in your 30s or something?
I think I got the role when I was 30. So I basically spent, my entire 30s playing her.
And did she kind of reflect back into your own life a little bit?
I think I learned from her.
Did
I
you?
was growing up and learning how to be a woman and sort of watching this character that really was confident, much more confident than I was in real life. And she sort of spoke her mind and was sort of a little intimidating and scary. And I thought, people are not going to like this character. And people were really responding to her. And I was like, I just learned that people really love when people are sort of honest and speak their mind or are true to themselves. And I think I tried to sort of take a little bit of that from her. But
sure.
I wasn't...
and the style.
Oh, and the style I definitely snagged.
And the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Did you steal anything from the set? Because even the sets were beautiful on that.
I'm not really a mid-century fan. I'm more likely to steal something from the Buccaneers.
Is that right?
That is my...
That's your bag.
That's your jam.
Yeah.
I have seen you've been doing up your place in New York.
Yeah. So after being on the set of Buccaneers and spending time in Scotland, I think I sort of took some of that Victoriana back home and sort of, being in the woodsy, sort of environment up in the Highlands and stuff like that. So I definitely took it back. In fact, we met some friends on a train in Scotland and she said, I've seen your pictures and I know what you're doing.
Stealing the ideas for the sets.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see you, Christina. Thank you for popping
nice
in.
to be here. Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Season 2 of The Buccaneers launches tomorrow on Apple TV+. It's a great watch.
Yes, and then when you watch this series, you'll know exactly what Christina's house looks like because she's stolen all the ideas, the colours on the walls, the soft furniture.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
And our next guest, Sir Ed Davey, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, is often spotted campaigning across the country, paddleboarding, falling in, bungee jumping, and of course, more importantly, getting a makeover on this very show.
He looks so debonair.
Very debonair.
Very debonair.
Got the same shoes.
Still got the shoes on. Still got his shoes on.
Excellent. But behind the politics is a very personal story. Ed has spent most of his life as a carer, first for his mum, then for his grandmother, and now for his 17-year-old son, John.
And he's not doing it alone, of course. His wife, Emily, who lives with multiple sclerosis, is right by his side. And as Ed releases a brand new book, this book here, Why I Care and
Gorgeous
Why Care
picture.
Matters, the couple join us on the sofa. Thank you both for coming in and joining us this morning. It's lovely to meet you. We often meet your husband, but it's always nice to meet the power behind the brains, as it were. It's an extraordinary book, Ed, and a lovely sort of tribute to your relationship with your son, John. Will you tell us a little bit about John and what his journey's been like?
Yeah, he is undiagnosed. We don't know actually what's wrong with him, but it's a neurological problem. It's in his brain. So he doesn't have as much white matter as you and I. Something called the cerebellum at the back of his brain is smaller. And what that means is he finds walking really difficult and moving generally quite difficult. He finds communication and speaking very difficult.
It's affected his muscles and his balance. So we at first thought it was cerebral palsy. And so it's similar. When you look at it, you think, oh, he's got cerebral palsy, but he doesn't have it.
And because it's undiagnosed, you're on this sort of journey, both with the people in the health service and other carers. And but we just accepted it, He's our wonderful boy, and we've tried to make him or help him become as independent as possible, strong as possible.
Yes.
So he does tricycling and what other things?
Well, he loves riding his tricycle. He goes rock climbing, which is wonderful.
Sailing, he loves.
Sailing, yes, tying up the ropes. I don't know how much of the actual catching the wind he does, but yes, he does that. He loves swimming.
Swimming it.
Yeah,
particularly.
and
So like his dad, he's got an adventurous spirit.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
adrenaline junkie. He is. If it's wet, the wetter the better for him, and the splashier the better.
Amazing.
I think what the book also really draws attention to is the need for carers and actually how they are the unsung heroes of our country. So often there are people who are caring for people that you don't even know, and they're actually the people who keep the country going, both emotionally and economically.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the book, there are stories of 4 other carers because I wanted to tell the stories of others because I think there's 6-7 million people, they reckon, out there looking after loved ones. Many of your viewers will be looking after relatives, and that's what it's about.
Yes, I mean, we're not different from anybody else. It's a very ordinary story in many ways of being a carer. But part of the issue about being a carer is it's physically and emotionally exhausting. So by the end of the day, you just collapse into bed. You're not going to, when people send out forms from the council asking you about you're too tired to fill in the forms. So you never hear the carer's voice because they're just simply too tired caring. And there are so many people, and often I think about older people who are looking after older spouses, and they've got their own health problems, and they've got to look after their spouse. And so we're in no way different from them. In many ways,
well, we're quite lucky.
We're a lot better.
We're lucky.
Yes, we're very fortunate.
And because I'm in politics, I want to make sure that I can be the voice of many carers out there who are exhausted and who have forgotten. And the point you made, Kat, that we actually rely on carers.
Really?
So if family carers said, "Well, I'm not looking after my loved one," the social care, the NHS would collapse, literally collapse.
Yeah.
So one of my views is if we can support family carers just a little bit more, that would help so many of the problems that we have.
And you are a leader of a major political party in this country. How do you do that? How do you find the resources, the infrastructure to do that? Because we can see how complicated it is for anybody that's in power to manage budgets.
You mean for the national solutions or for our own family?
Well, national solutions, I'd say first, because I understand that everybody has individual demands as well.
Exactly. I mean, nationally, we just want to keep talking about it because if you look over the years, politicians and governments have kicked the can down the road. They've not faced up to it. They've not known what the solutions are. But we've actually had 25 reviews, commissions, inquiries, reports since 1997 about what we need to do, but no one's actually done it. So, and the current government's set up another commission, but not to report for 3 years and not to implement any recommendations it may have for another 10 years. So that's just, again, delaying.
Down the road.
And so I want to, whether it's writing the book or coming on this morning or whatever it may be, try to make sure it's in the political discussion and not forgotten about, as it so often is.
I think it's so important as well to reach all the different generations as well, because your mum was very poorly. She had cancer. You were looking after her. At what age? You were a teenager, weren't you?
Yeah, well, my dad had died when I was 4.
Yeah.
Mum became terminally ill when I was about 12 and became progressively worse, and then she died when I was 15.
Yeah.
So my brothers and I, with my nan and granddad, we were the carers for my mum.
And there's a whole generation of young people as well doing this great job too.
Oh, there are, well, nearly 1 million young carers, we reckon?
Yes, yes. They don't see themselves as carers at all.
No.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even know the term young carer when I was a kid looking after my mum. But they miss out on education, on lots of life opportunities. And if we can support them, I think we can just be better as a country. And these 2 wonderful young carers have written in the book. And, sometimes caring can be really tough. So there's a wonderful woman called Hannah who writes about how she looked after her mum when she was just an infant, really, in primary school. And her mum was abusive to her.
Oh.
So
lonely as well.
So isolated.
Yeah.
And that's why I always think I've been lucky because, I knew my mum and dad loved me, even though they left us early. And I was in a loving family. We're a loving family with our son. But there are many people who either don't have that family support or they don't have, we're lucky financially, we know we can put food on the table. But often you find people who are caring after loved ones, they're really struggling.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you've both been very honest as well, Emily, about the future for John and how you set him up, because that would be for any parent who has a child who needs a lot of care, the sort of the fear and the worry is what happens down the line for him. And that's unfortunately, that's the reality of it, isn't it?
It is. And I suppose part of the issue about being a carer is that a lot of your time is spent on just dealing with the immediate, and you aren't great at looking to the future and just managing week by week. But you can have hopes and dreams, and you can put down all sorts of, I'm a solicitor profession, but I could have trusts and everything, all sorts of ideas like that. But really, unless we have a caring community, nothing is going to work, because you can't force people to love people. You can't force people to care. But what you can do is create a community that cares, that people actually acknowledge carers and see the importance of carers. And enable people, allow people to get on with caring. So when he's older, he's living on his own, there is that support and that acknowledgement that the people they're caring for are important and the people who are doing the caring are important. That's the only solution I can see. But
it's such a pertinent point as well, though. And as you've done, Ed, with the book, and you alongside him, and the Party Political broadcast that really cut through where we saw you with John and your family life, is doing exactly that. Thank you for popping in today and sharing your thoughts.
Incredible team.
Ed's book, Why I Care and Why Care Matters, is out now. It's lovely to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
And Olivia Atwood joins us now. It's lovely to see you.
Hi, guys.
There is nothing about this show that isn't gripping and compelling. Like, you're literally sitting there watching, firstly, the people willing to talk about what they're going through. Secondly, the processes and the treatments that they have. And thirdly, the fact that they're doing it on television.
Yeah.
I find it extraordinary, Olivia.
It's, and the casting team, that's down to them, because the stories and the people that we have on the show are so incredible. And like you say, it's very exposing, to kind of share that story. And I always try to come with all my documentaries from a place of, like, not biased, not judgmental. I want to get the story out there, like, with journalistic rigour and, like, actually educate people, but I'm not also there to shame or condemn anyone and their choices, because at the end, it's your free will to do what you want.
One of the stories that we talk about weekly on This Morning is weight loss jabs.
Yes.
And it's one of the stories that you look at in your show as well. And it's absolutely fascinating hearing the really positive feedback we're getting, but also some of the negative side effects that come with it. And as you say, exploring it in a very non-judgmental way. But it's compelling when you're talking with your guests in your show about this, because the fact that Lottie Moss is so open about her taking weight loss jabs and what happened to her. Can you just explain a little bit about why she wanted to do it?
So Lottie's story is really interesting, and I was actually so grateful to her for telling a story so honestly that she knows it's going to face a lot of backlash. Her sister is Kate Moss, the supermodel. She talks about the pressure she felt growing up to be thin and the issues she's had around her weight. But she was a slim girl when she went on the jabs, and it was very much a case of a lot of people she knew were doing it. She got it through... It was a prescriber, but it was a doctor who wasn't doing his due diligence. He hadn't weighed her, he didn't do, like, the health checks, and she became very ill and found herself, like, in the emergency room, fainting. It was a real horror story, a real shock to her, of how things can go wrong. With the weight loss jabs, my biggest takeaway is that in the right hands for the right people, they can be life-changing, and it literally can save someone's life. But it's all about who prescribes that jab to you. Are you a suitable candidate? Are there areas of your health able to support being on this medication? And they're not meant for, like, long-term use. They are meant to be a kickstarter to a lifestyle change and kind of to help you get the weight off, and then you come off the jabs. But, yeah, it can go one of two ways.
I think you host the show so brilliantly because exactly like you said, you don't condemn anybody for doing anything, but you can really tell how much you care about people and the situation that they're about to put themselves in. We had a lady called Scarlett who came and sat here on the sofa. She was on her 4th BBL.
Yeah.
And on the show, you see her in Turkey, obviously. She sees the doctor 5 minutes before you go in. And then they won't let you in.
No.
All of a sudden.
Yes.
What did you feel like in that moment? Because how it comes across on the screen is you were really worried about her.
Already knowing Scarlett's medical history, we'd had a chat the day before, and I knew she hadn't met her surgeon in real life. And this is just a representation of a very common case of, like, surgery tourism that you see in Turkey and other countries. And so there was a lot, there was a lot at play there. And really, I was about to be scrubbed up, and they just came in and said, you're not allowed to go in at this point. So obviously, being sceptical, it just feels uneasy. It feels unsettling, and you kind of... There was a concern for this young girl. Like, I thought if that was my mum or my sister, I would be really worried.
She wouldn't have been able to have the treatment here in the UK, I don't think, would she?
she would have struggled probably to find anyone that would operate on her. And I think that's where Turkey, you know, is successful in getting so many surgeries, is because they have different regulations to us. So they will do surgeries to more extreme levels, and they'll do surgeries on people that a doctor on Harley Street would just simply say no.
Yeah. What's the toughest thing you've seen? Because when I watched it, there's a lady called Amanda who has a facelift.
Yeah.
But she's awake. They are separating her skin from her muscle on her cheek.
Yeah, facelift and...
But she's chatting to you at the same time.
It's Amanda, so some people might recognise her from being on The Traitors, and she's an amazing woman. And we are seeing a rise in more procedures being done under local anaesthetic. This is, like, growing in popularity. There's pros and cons for each way. But, yeah, she was really unfazed. She couldn't feel anything. She could feel, obviously, tugging, and she could hear things, but she wasn't in any pain. And for some people, it's a really good option, but yeah, she looked incredible.
When they cut to the amount of skin they're taking afterwards, it was literally like you could make a small clutch bag out of it.
It's crazy. There are some things, I think I've seen so much, and I've always had such a fascination with surgery and medical procedures that I knew going into this I was fine with blood, but there's some things that I saw a 360 tummy tuck in our Mummy Makeover episode, and I think we're just seeing... She was obviously, you know, under general anaesthetic, seeing the stomach fully exposed, all the muscles, the rib cage. It was, and I was so close to the bed. It's incredible. It's such a privilege to have that access.
Yes.
But does it put you off, though, Olivia? Because you're really honest in the documentary as well about the little bits of work that you've had done. Does watching them do these things, is it slowing down your desire to have bits and pieces done? Have you got your eye on something in the future?
I mean, it's always interesting to watch, and you can think, oh, yeah, maybe me. It's interesting as well, because things, you know, I look at and I think I would never do that now that I've watched it. But I think what it does is it kind of sobers you up a little bit in the sense that you realise what you're putting your body through. Because if you think about something like a breast augmentation, which I've had, with surgery and anaesthetic being so sophisticated now, they kind of, the cosmetic industry can minimise these procedures. They go, oh, you'll be out in a few hours and it's no big deal. But when you actually see it happening, it is a huge strain to put your body through. And I think it gives you a bit more respect for your body and what it goes to in surgery when you see it the other side. Because when you go and have a general, you don't know.
No.
To me, it's just, you wake up, got new boobs, you know, off I go. But there's a lot that goes into it, and your body's going through a lot in that process. Even being on a general anaesthetic is a risk.
I think one of the things I really like about how you've approached the series and the casting is you've got some men being very, very open about the surgeries that they are having done on their private parts. Like, in a way that sort of, for them to be open to talking about this, because men tend not to talk about any of these things anyway, but for them to be filmed doing it and to be so open about it is extraordinary. How did you feel with that particular episode?
You know, it's always a big honour when someone is, like, going to let me into their story and speak to me on that level, and then let me accompany them to surgery with my cameras. I feel that, you know, it's a huge responsibility that I don't take lightly. I think the man episode is really important because predominantly we know that women have felt the pressures of looking a certain way in society and have always been the primary customers for cosmetic procedures, but there is a massive incline in men coming forward for cosmetic procedures now. However, the stigma is really there, and the prejudice, and I think there's a lot of embarrassment around it. So I think that by doing an episode where we look at men having treatments, it kind of helps men feel less ashamed. And also some of these issues, I mean, one of the guys we saw, you know, these are functional issues sometimes, and they're not just cosmetic. They have a cosmetic result, but also functionality can be an aspect.
So you've had treatments yourself. You've also now seen all these different operations that you can... What would be your advice to any of our viewers that are sat there at home thinking, you know what, this specific area of my body drives me crazy. I'm gonna do it. What would be your advice?
I think, so the show being aptly named The Price of Perfection, it's you have to weigh up what is your version of perfection, and that's what we see across this series. There is no such thing as perfect. Everyone has a different view of what that is. And what price are you willing to pay? That means financially, that means emotionally, physically. I think you have to weigh that up because most surgeries, it's not a one-time thing. So you need to think of the future of that. Can you financially afford to do a revision if something goes wrong? Have you got someone that can care for you if you get ill? I know it sounds really drastic, but almost think of the worst case scenarios, because hopefully everything goes routinely, you get what you want, but that's not always the way. And just do your research. Don't leave a stone unturned. And that means your surgeon, the hospital you're going to be in, people that have had the same surgery, what did they experience in post-care? Make plans, because more often than not, it will be fine. But make sure you're doing it for you and not because what you think you need to do.
Can't do enough research.
Yeah.
Talking of research, we're very excited. You've got some big news about this morning and you in the summer.
I have some news, yes. It's very exciting. I will be joining you guys on the hosting team on
This
the other side of the couch.
Sitting at this side. Go on, come over and sit down, see what it's like.
Just come on.
This feels more surreal
Here we
than
go.
anything.
There you go. So
How
you've
do we
got-
look?
We look amazing,
you look great
actually.
from over
We do
here.
a show together now.
Yes, we should,
Let's
for
us to do it
sure.
together.
So you're
Let's
going to be
do
doing
it.
a couple of shows in the
A couple
summer.
of shows, so I'm very excited to be joining you guys. A huge honour. I know I've obviously grown up watching this show, and being part of the daytime team with Loose Women has been
Yes,
the
of
best
course.
experience, and this just feels like a very natural progression of that.
Love it.
Amazing. Can't
Great.
wait
Well,
to
look,
see
you
it.
can do the throw to break with
Go
Kat
on then.
Where are we? Which camera?
Therefore.
Okay,
That's a good
Olivia
start.
Atwood, The Price of Affection continues on Thursday at 10 p.m. on ITV2. All episodes are available now on ITVX.
Bravo! Thank you for
still-
visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. And Jamila joins us now. Good morning.
Hi.
I took James and Milo yesterday to go to the screening of this movie. They laughed. I cried.
Aww.
Like, you do this. But it was such an amazing room to be in with a whole bunch of kids, just being kids and loving every minute of it. You must be so excited to be in something like this.
I am, and it's so wholesome. But I think what I love about Pixar is the fact that it is for the kids.
Yeah.
But we've snuck in important messages for the adults, and so really it's for the whole world to be able to enjoy. And I love any show. I think the Good Place, which is the show that I did when I went over to America. With Ted Danson. But that show, again, had this ability to plant subliminal messages for everyone of every age. And I think Elio does such an important job of that. And the messages throughout this film are so important and so universal and so timely.
Tell us a little bit about it, because there'll be people who have seen that and gone, "Oh, it looks super cute." Who is Elio? What's gone on?
Elio is a little boy who doesn't feel very welcome on Earth. He hasn't found his people yet, and so he's desperate to get into space and one day gets abducted, which would be terrifying for most kids, but not for him, because all he wants is to get off the planet. And once he's there, he has to try and convince everyone he's the leader of Earth. And it's all his trials and tribulations to prove himself. And I think the film ultimately is about loneliness, which I think is something that, for all the things we can admit to, anxiety, depression, I still think there's a sort of contagion element to loneliness, where we're worried if we tell someone we're lonely, we might become even more lonely because people will think we're some sort of a pariah. And so it breaks the stigma of admitting to the fact that you're not always around the people that are right for you. And I really relate to that, because I didn't really have proper mates until I was 19. And then when I met those, and I spent my whole teenage years thinking, I'm never going to find any friends. And school and home just feels like your whole universe. And so it's such an important reminder to kids that, I mean, you don't have to be abducted by aliens, but that you need to maybe get away from where you are when you're older, and you will find your people.
Where
And
did you find your people in the end, then, Jamila?
on the Yellow Pages.
Was it?
No, I met them in... I was a MySpace photographer among my many jobs before I became...
A MySpace
I know, it really
photographer?
ages me, doesn't it?
Goodness me.
Yeah, and so they were a band and I was their photographer.
Brilliant.
And then we became best friends, and then they've been living with me in Los Angeles in a flat share.
I love
still
the
with you.
weights and strays.
Yeah, so I've never let them go. They're never getting rid of me.
Tell me a bit about Ambassador Questa, because she's kind of like, she's all knowledgeable. She's kind of a bit slinky. She's foxy, but she's clever and she's smart, and she develops this real relationship with the little boy, doesn't she?
I know, she does. She's sort of gently nudging and cheering him along, but she leads with such dignity and strength, and so I knew I couldn't pull that from myself. So I had to steal Julie Andrews' entire personality.
Is that what you did?
That's what I did. I channeled Julie Andrews, because she's got dignity, integrity, grace, leadership qualities.
She's practically
Do you know what I mean?
perfect in
Exactly.
every way.
Not me. So I channeled her. I basically ripped off Julie Andrews and had such a fabulous time playing such a complex role. And I like the fact that she's a bit cheeky, and I love the fact that she's really nosy. And I would love to be able to touch your face and then read
your mind, your thoughts,
all of your
emotions.
thoughts. I think that's the thing that I would most like to be able to do. And so I just loved her, and I loved their relationship. And I think it definitely is something that
I resonate with, which is wanting to boost others along, encourage other people to fulfil their potential.
Yeah.
What's so lovely is watching the film and sort of really enjoying it from a parent's perspective. I can see exactly why the kids are going to love it, because you can enjoy it as well. But then equally sitting there being very proud of how far you've come as well, and this journey that you're on, Jamelia, which is just seemingly just flying, getting higher and higher. You know, from that moment you were spotted in the pub as an English teacher, obviously, a pub being the English teacher's happy place, most teachers' happy place.
Yeah.
And I think you've been really sort of open about the fact that you've been very lucky along the way. You've got to have talent, but you've been given opportunities that you've been able to take advantage of.
Yeah, I didn't sleep with anyone. I would have slept my way down the industry.
Yeah.
I just got very lucky. I was in the right place at the right time, and I think I've also never been deterred by the fact that I am completely underqualified and underprepared for everything. I've always thought that makes it funnier. And I'm quite... I refer to myself sometimes as a failure pervert because I'm just obsessed with how wrong it could go, because it makes for so much of a funnier story for your friends. No one likes a story of success. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
In like a 60-second TikTok,
not
we
straight
can tolerate
away.
it.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
like failure.
We like
so
it going wrong.
I run towards it because that's where the adventure, that's where the good juice is, you know, of life. And so everything I've done, I thought was going to be a colossal disaster. And really only 50% of it was.
That's not a bad success rate then.
But you
or failure
also,
rate,
though,
however you look at it.
Yeah.
You also, though, have to be quite brave to do that. So, like, when you're doing a good place and Ted's there...
I know, and he's so handsome.
He's so... And 3 men and a little baby.
I know,
and, like,
such an icon.
Wait, was it not terrifying?
It was completely terrifying. It was completely terrifying because, you know, everyone talks about imposter syndrome. What do you do when you're actually an imposter, when you've actually never acted, and now you're on a TV show and you're thinking, what is everyone in England going to think of this? Like, this is the biggest... Every step of my career, I think, right, this is the biggest blag I've ever pulled off. Like, when I was made history on, like, Radio 1, I was like, this is it. And I'm like, what's happening next? Is it Prime Minister?
Why not?
Could it be?
Well,
Let's
why
go.
not?
We'd wear the
Can't get much
T-shirts.
worse. So I have no idea what's planned. But I don't know if it's bravery as much as it is madness, because I don't really take anything very seriously, least of all myself. And so I treat all of this like it's a wedding that I've crashed, and I should just snog who I can and steal some cake and then
get out caught.
before I'm chucked out, which is inevitable.
I was talking about that the other day, the idea that not being scared to fail is such a powerful thing. Failure can scare all of us and can stop you doing things. But it seems like somehow you've tapped into the ability to say, whatever happens, I'm just going to go for it. And if it falls apart, that's not the end of the world. I'll pick myself up and I'll try something else.
I just don't think of life as a test, you know? And again, my favourite stories come from disaster. That's why I've started a whole podcast based on disaster. Because, again, I hate smug, perfect people. I hate them. I hate you. Wherever you are.
There is one person. He's not smug, but he's definitely perfect in my eyes, that you think the world of, which is our Will Best, our lovely Will.
Oh, my God, hi!
He happens to be coming in.
Surprise!
This is my son. I birthed him.
Yeah.
Explain why
My canal.
I mean, we know what's special about Will. Can you explain why you think Will's so special?
I know,
Exactly. Well, that's how I know it's you, the snorting. Were you just asking Jamelia to say what's so special about me?
Why does she? Because you've come out as that Will is like could be future Prime Minister, should be.
I've always loved Rick Edwards. I just think he's so great. I think Will is, in my opinion...
Great.
No. And I think everyone's the best, but I think you're the most talented broadcaster in the country. And that's a crazy thing to say.
And that's sitting on the same sofa as these two.
Broadcasters, but maybe the next generation.
Wow.
Because you guys work together.
And I said that to you privately, and he's like tried to bat it off every time.
How old were you, Jamelia, when you worked with Will? How long ago was this?
I was 23, 24.
Yeah.
How old are you?
42 back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now in his early 80s.
Yeah. Plug it away.
But the only person who's ever made me cry with laughter on telly, like, we had to be separated because we were a complete loose cannon on telly.
I was just listening to what you were saying there about kind of embracing the potential for chaos.
Yeah.
And that can be a recipe for disaster, as we
That
proved
was
on many occasions back in the
I used
day.
to fall off the stool laughing because he was so inappropriate.
I can't remember anything that I said that was that. It's been downhill from there for me. But Up, onwards and upwards for you. It's amazing.
You're doing fine.
I'm
You're
doing
doing
all right.
fine.
Yeah, just about.
Now everyone's going to think we're sleeping together.
I know,
we
we're
need to
sitting very
move
close.
like at least
That was me. I need to back away.
We're spooning.
Yeah.
On the sofa. This is the first time
big-
we've done this morning as well, Jamila, and you're already spooning with one of our
You're
hosts.
very comfortable.
I
here.
know.
that's
I had a
true.
little nap
How do we look on
earlier,
here?
didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jet lagged.
Watch
How
out,
are
you two. Yeah, good. I'm good, mate. We should probably have that kind of catch-up chat.
Yeah.
Off-
Sorry.
off
Back
cam.
to the show. Back to the show.
Yeah.
But I love you.
Oh, mate, well,
and
it's
I'm so
great to
proud
see
of
you.
I'm happy that everything's
They
going
said I
really
was going to
well.
come and surprise you, and I thought this is going to be the most underwhelming surprise anyone has ever had.
No, it's really made me happy. It's like really
Oh, it's
calmed
great to
me
see
down.
you,
what we
mate. And
wanted.
congrats on the film.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
thanks.
film makes us happy, Jamila.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you for
did.
coming in
Thank
and
you.
talking a little bit
Thank you
about
so
it.
much.
Brilliant.
It's fabulous.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
And you can catch Elio in cinemas.
Oh,
on
hello.
Friday.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
It was an extraordinary few days for Sam Thompson last week, wasn't it?
Sorry, it was. He raised an incredible £1.6 million for UNICEF after running and cycling 260 miles through rain and injury from Chelsea Football Club's Stamford Bridge Stadium in London to Old Trafford in Greater Manchester.
Yeah, this was all to deliver the match ball at a soccer aid on Sunday, but he is kicking about another football today. He is at Soccer Aid training ground to meet star players Paddy McGuinness, Bella Ramsey and Strictly's Gorka. Hello, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here at Soccer Aid HQ with three absolute wonders, I've got to say. Bella, this is your first time at Soccer Aid.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts?
I'm loving it. It's chaos, but like brilliant chaos. It's so fun. Like, what a cool opportunity.
And 72,000 screaming fans. What's that going to feel like walking out in front of them?
It's going to be mad. I'm like ready for the thrill of it. I don't think it might actually be one of the best moments of my entire life. Like, I'm ready for that. And for like the best cause ever, UNICEF. Like, that's why we're all here, so.
It absolutely is. And do you know what? That's exactly what I was like on the first time that I walked out, which was only last year. It was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
It's not Paddy's first year or second year or third year, in fact. Paddy, what year is this for you?
Oh, God, I think I've been doing it about 15 years. Yeah, I'd like to say before you two were even born. not so much you. It is, but it's nice, you know, seeing Bella today having a chat, and you know, even though someone like Bella who's a really big star, but still gets the nerves coming to soccer. But once you're here and you find that everyone's just so lovely. It's a really nice vibe, and it's just a magic to be a part of, and like you touched upon earlier, you know, it's a win-win because you're having fun and you're raising money for UNICEF as well at the same time. So long may it continue.
Well, mate, you know, Paddy being goalkeeper, I don't know if anyone's going to put anything past him. To be fair, what's going on, mate? How are the hand skills at the moment?
I've just got it. Literally, is that what?
Here we go. He's already in.
I would take my shirt off, but you don't want to see that on morning TV.
I remember. So my first year was last year, and I put one past Paddy in training. You won't remember this, but I definitely do. And I put one past him, and I turned round to him and I went like this. I went like that. And I was through on goal on the second one. What didn't look up, and Paddy went through me.
Yes.
Through me, and he went, "Welcome, Soccer Aid, son." I went, "Oh my God!" One of the best moments of my life.
Oh, do you know? I think just like being on the pitch with so many different people from sort of so many different backgrounds, but once the ball goes on there, you're all in the same zone then. Even though we all do different things in work life, everyone's all pulling in the same direction. But they've told me there's a penalty shootout today, and I've literally just got it. Right. I'm not feeling that confident, but you know, it'll be all right.
I believe in it as well.
It's good for my team.
Yeah. Well, Gorka, mate, this is the first year for you as well. You're swapping the dance floor for the football pitch. I've seen you're actually quite nifty with your feet, obviously, because you're a dancer. But are you feeling confident?
Well, I haven't played football in years. You know, I have the twinkly feet, so I think if I cannot play, I will be on the sideline being the cheerleader for everybody. I will be throwing them dance moves for everybody. So yeah.
Well, I actually will be on the sidelines. Bella, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I am an England coach now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Calf injury.
I have. So Gary's told me that I can't play. which I found quite outrageous. Well, I think we should start a petition.
He's a very cruel mistress, his gal.
He's a very cruel mistress, I've got to say. But I will be on the sideline with Tyson Fury.
That's cool, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm also tiny, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into his ear. But look, if you need any tactics or any help like that, you know, I'm your guy.
Thank you.
I'm going to be honest with you. What position do you want to play?
Well, I think in the middle somewhere, because I want the freedom of being able to just like run about. At the back, it's a bit scary. I was like thinking I'd be at the back, but it's a bit scary. I feel there's a lot of pressure. In the middle, I feel like you can get away with more.
I used to play at the back. It's actually all right, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, because you see all the game unfold in front of you. Put a few challenges in. You don't have to do anything too crazy at the top. So at the back's kind of all right, you know.
Like the chase of when there's an attack coming down and you have to like chase them down and get the ball.
Bella, you are going to do so well. I can feel it already. Do you know what? Just to echo what Paddy said, like it is beautiful. It's magical here. It's, you know, no matter where you're from, no matter what walk of life, what industry you're in, everybody wants to be here. It is such a family unit. The moment you get here, it's a little bubble. Obviously, we all know why we are still here. I mean, Paddy, you've seen many of these films over the years, but we managed to watch a few films last night. And what does it mean on that front for you guys to be here, Walker?
It's incredible, you know, and now I'm a dad, so I have 2 children, and just to have the thought of like my children don't have anything of the basic things like health, food, nutrition, learn and go to school. It's just, it blows my mind that still at this time that we are now, in these modern worlds, we are just like focusing so much on ourselves and forget about the children and how vulnerable they are. And this is just a great cause. And as little as what we are doing, it's big for them. Like you said yesterday, just a £40 donation can provide them for food for a full month. It just blows my mind, like we are not conscious of it.
Yeah. Bella, would you echo that sentiment?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like watching those films yesterday really brought it home, and like it felt that I think everyone sort of felt the weight of why we're all here, and we're having a really fun time playing football at Old Trafford and living the dream. But also for the reality is that for kids around the world, like they don't have access to like basic human rights and needs. So for us to like be able to be here and be a platform to support them and the work that UNICEF does is like just so brilliant.
Yeah, and Paddy, obviously you've done this so many times. I mean, is this what keeps you coming back?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that's the power of football as well. It kind of brings everyone together, and it's a bonus that you're having fun at the same time. But all, you know, when you play at somewhere like Old Trafford in Soccer Aid, it's so loud. And I've talked to pros who've played, you know, in World Cups and everything else, and said they never played in an atmosphere so loud. That's because all their friends and families are coming out to get behind the team and UNICEF, and it's just wonderful to be a part of.
Mate, we're going to do it all again in just a few days' time.
Can I just say, seeing you next to Tyson Fury is going to be like the best fever dream I've ever had.
Same for me as well.
It's going to be amazing.
I just hope I don't get knocked out. Anyway, we better get back to training, because I'm a coach now. Back to everybody in the studio. We love you so much. Let's go.
He's a coach now. He's a coach now.
That is going to be carnage.
He's literally going to be talking about that for the rest of the year.
Carnage.
I can't wait. Thank you, Sam, and thank you to all our players. We're very looking forward to it, aren't we? Now,
absolutely.
this year's Soccer Aid for UNICEF kicks off on Sunday from 6 p.m. right here on ITV1 and ITVX.
Yeah, I'm heading down there after this.
Are you?
Yeah, to the training ground, absolutely. And remember, donating to Soccer Aid is very simple to give 30, 20 or £10. Text 30, 20 or 10 to 70818. Text cost your donation plus one standard rate message.
Now, you must be 16 or over, and please ask the bill payer's permission. You can also donate online at the website shown on the screen.
100% of that donation will go to UNICEF, and every donation is going to be doubled up to £5 million thanks to the Children's Investment Fund Foundation.
I'm going to be watching.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. How excited are we?
Just a little bit. I'm going to just try and style it out, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, try.
It's only Josh,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's fine. Now, from Celine Dion, Baby Think Twice for the sake of our love, for the memories. To Barbara Streisand.
Oh, you... Voice of an angel. Wow.
It's quite extra, isn't it? For Andrea Bocelli to Kermit the Frog, our next guest is performing some of the biggest superstars of all time.
And after selling an incredible 35 million albums, Josh Groban is back. And he's here today to tell us all about his brand new album, which is this.
Yes.
It's called Gems. Every single one is a gem.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, can you let's get that?
Come on.
There we go.
Look
Look at that.
Oh, yeah, let's all touch it.
Yes. Lovely.
Lovely.
Yes.
Josh, welcome. This is his first album in quite a while, isn't it?
It is in quite a while. Since COVID. I mean, I haven't been here with a project in a little bit. I promoted an album, from my bedroom when we were all just doing that.
remember. Yeah.
And then I went to Broadway for a year, and so it felt like a great time to kind of look back on. I can't believe I've been doing this 25 years. I started very young.
Oh, nice.
And so to have a compilation of songs that have been such an important part of my life and my listeners' lives, it felt like the right time.
What can the fans look forward to with this? Because I know you listen to the fans. That's what I love about you.
No
You
music.
always
It's just
listen to
lots
them.
of pictures in there. There's actually a centerfold that comes out in the middle.
I don't hear anything at all.
I'm just going to put it on my wall.
Is that just heavy breathing? What's going on? No, it's we put out obviously there are the songs that have been kind of like whatever hits are for me, but then also just a lot of songs that have been stories that I've been told by a lot of amazing fans that I've heard backstage of just songs that have been the soundtracks to people's lives. It's really, really awesome. I'm not great at taking a time out and looking back. And so to be able to kind of take a minute to celebrate this incredible journey we've all been on for 25 years has been
It's
great
funny
to compile them.
when you do your version of a song or you release an original song and it becomes part of a fan's life. And it's almost like, I've spoken to mates of mine that sing a songwriter. You always have to give the song away. It's not your song anymore. People come up to you and go, this meant the world to me when I buried a relative or a wedding or a birth.
And it's an isolating experience when you're writing and you're singing. You're really in your own little bubble and you slide it into the door of the world and you have kind of no idea, and you shouldn't, what it's going to do, how it's going to affect other people's lives. And so now, of course, with social media, you hear all of the stories, but when I first started, I had no idea. So, now it's really fun to revisit them because you can get all those stories in real time.
Let's talk about how you first started. But before we talk about how you first got into the showbiz, let's have a look at a little hidden gem.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. It's so lovely. This is all like an accident. Everything. You've been on this sofa.
Oh, yes.
The whole thing's an accident.
The car just dropped me off and said, I think this is the spot.
Where am I?
Yeah.
And this...
17. Take us back to when you were 17 years old.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
what happened?
I always, one of the reasons why I love talking to young singers and students who are interested in maybe doing theater or music is because, you never stop learning. And you have this idea that at some point you're going to figure it all out. And
you never do.
You never do. And the greats that I've been able to meet, they've always stayed students. When I was that age, when I was 15, I was just getting my first lead role, in a musical. And then 2 years later, I'm getting called to go to a rehearsal with Celine Dion. And you have to fake a confidence until you make it. I was absolutely terrified.
Oh my God, what was that day? Do you have memories of that day?
I do. I mean, it was kind of a blur because it was such a crazy day. But the thing I remember the most is how giving Celine was of her energy that day, because that was her actual rehearsal. She had to be on the Grammys the next night, and I was just a fill-in kid. And for her to have kind of had the wherewithal to say, oh, something big is maybe happening for this kid, and I'm going to make this, he's obviously very nervous, I'm going to make this easier for him. And she took my hand and she
human being right
she
there,
gave me that support. And, all these years later, right before the lockdown, I got to sing for her at Hyde Park, which when she did her concert there, about 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
So, it's been very full circle.
Can we talk Streisand? Because my
can
mum
always talk
literally
Streisand.
brought me
I
up
love
listening to
her.
Barbra Streisand.
Yeah,
I mean,
amazing.
she's sensational.
Talk about, learning from somebody that you're singing with. I've sung 3 duets now with Barbara, and my first duet was early on, and I was on one of her duets albums. And to watch how she turns a phrase, how she interprets and approaches a lyric. When you're singing and you're young, you just kind of you get a song thrown at you and you go, right, yeah, let's give it a go. And to watch how meticulous she is about every word, every syllable, the meaning behind it. I would watch her stop and rethink about what that line could possibly mean. It was inspiring, and it's always inspiring to just be in her presence, but to sing with her is a lesson and a gift for sure.
But you remember when we were kids, you just used to, she's a great actress as well, so she'd suddenly, she'd do like Funny Girl and Yentl and just
that's the thing too, is that when I love the old school approach, because back then you could be all the things.
Yeah.
Because with emotion, it is all the things. If you sing songs, you should be able to tell those stories on stage or on screen. You're tapping into the same place. And so I love that, she represents for a whole new generation of artists the fact that you can do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the biggest diva, apparently, was Miss Piggy. Is that
by
true?
by a long
What was so diva-ish about her?
Yeah, she was. I mean, Miss Piggy and I know there can be some gossip on this show. We had a thing for like a very small amount of time. It was. We're cool now, but.
It's going to be in the Daily Mail.
At the time, I didn't realize, though,
it.
ABC had a season of a really cool Muppet show, and they're like, we want you to play Miss Piggy's boyfriend. We're going to write it in so that Miss Piggy's going to make Kermit jealous by dating you. And I'm just like, this is going to be the greatest experience in entertainment of my life. So, yeah, I got to sing for Miss Piggy. I had a kiss scene with Miss Piggy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was really... I can still feel the felt.
And does she still talk to you now? Does she write letters?
She ghosts me now.
She ghosted you?
No, I think she might have changed her number because it shows up green now when it used to show up blue. So, yeah, if you're watching, listen, we had a good time, but, I'm happy for Kermit. He deserves it.
Love it. You sing in several languages as well.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your favourite language to sing in other than English?
It's interesting because as a singing student, I would sing in all of the Romance languages, Spanish, Italian, French. That's kind of how including those on my albums came about because I loved singing in them. I don't speak the languages fluently, but I sing the songs fluently.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm singing when I sing it. It does something to the voice and those open vowels. I think for me, singing in Italian is my second favorite.
Can you sing for me in Italian right now? What can you give me? Go on, serenade me now, Josh.
Per te vivrò, l'amore vincerà.
Yeah, I see what you mean, though. It does change things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Gosh. Are you learning to sing in Japanese as well? Have you sung in Japanese?
I did sing one song in Japanese a long time ago. But Japanese is a language I'd love to sing more in. I love Japan. It's hard, but I love the culture. I love going over there. So yeah, maybe one day.
Josh, when you're singing, obviously you've done all the stages. You've gone from Broadway to the Vatican. When you're actually singing, who are you thinking about in your mind? Are you thinking about the love of your life? Or are you just thinking about the fact that your dog could start barking backstage?
Sometimes, if I'm ever thinking about either what my dog's doing backstage or what's for dinner, I need to pull myself back in.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, you do
Does it happen sometimes?
Every so often, if you're doing 20 songs a night and you're doing 200 shows or whatever, there are moments where you're just kind of you leave your body a little bit and you start to think about I'm going to play Call of Duty later. No, this is supposed to be a romantic song. But it's always awesome when you have songs that can mean a lot of different things at different times. A song like You Raise Me Up, for instance, has different meanings for me every time I sing it. I have a song called To Where You Are that's about losing somebody. And when I first recorded it, I was 18 years old and I'd lost really nobody. I was singing it kind of trying to imagine what it must be like. And at 44, you go back and you revisit those old songs and you've lived. You've experienced love and loss and all those things. And so I'm always tapping into stories that are from my past and people and stories that are in my present.
Josh, what a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure has been mine. Thank you.
Really lovely having you on.
Yeah, same here. Thank you for having me.
Go on out.
Take it home.
Let's all have a touch. Come on now.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm getting the strides. Oh no, my hands are just...
Josh's new album, Gems, is out now.
Good.
His Hidden Treasures. It's beautiful. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.